Hi, this is JD79. We're going to be talking about, hey, I haven't made a video in a while here, and telling you what's going on here in the video game industry, and I haven't, played much lately, because right now, it says, hey, you guys, what is it about you care about the running over here? Well, yeah, I still have two jobs like this, my stuff here, but we're going to talk about a serious problem right now with video game series, and it says why you guys need to stand up to companies here, and what is the latest news information. Yes, the Xbox Durango, Microsoft hasn't commented on everybody, but Microsoft is a game I probably won't gives me a bad taste of it, at least because we have the Xbox Durango, which is a 720, always online passes and like this, and stuff to developers here. But so there's a kind of a hole here. So I think what should it mean to you, saying it's up to the developer, but it's really up towards the consumer. But it's also like up to the consumer to support that stuff here. I want to hear some publishers out there about your plans, because we're going to have to draw a line. I think consumers are going to have to start drawing a line, and my line is basically, if I can't resell my games, they've crossed the line. Online passes, what the freak? I don't know about online passes here, but I mean they're going to be going away over here. They're going to be going away in the future anyway here. EA is right now thinking about always-on connections now here. I think EA is going to develop exclusively because of the feature. People, we're going to have people. I mean, how many? Let's ask this question here. Did the video game industry crashed? Like in 1983, the game became crashed because the game sucked, and like this, quality control like this. But nowadays, we're right now having all sorts of DRM on their stuff here. You guys are complaining about the games are expensive. Why do you have a lot of... I mean, I think that you have a lot of money in your account. EA? You still haven't satisfied, and as far as SimCity, you still haven't satisfied my demands of SimCity. Look, my demand for you is to get rid of the DRM off of SimCity. I mean, I like to, spend some time in the house alone, in my private, like creating a private region, something I enjoy doing in the previous 4 SimCities. And the thing like SimCity, SimCity 2000, SimCity 3000, and SimCity 4. And yeah, SimCity 4 Deluxe is just SimCity 4 plus add-ons. Right now it's on Steam, and I do believe it's going to be on goodoldgames.com sooner or later here. But certainly, we're going to talk about the game companies right now. Basically, EA, Activision, Ubisoft, like this, they basically turned from a game I can enjoy playing your games in the company, enjoy supporting your company, but you guys, I mean, you guys are the big chunk of the reasons why I just don't play games anymore. Look, back in 2004 or 2005 or like this, 2004, 2005, when you, I forget, when you released The Sims Bon Voyage and you screw up the PC. Basically, he sent me over some other older games, PC games. But quite frankly, I'm afraid to put in my PC because, a Ubisoft or anything on PC because, I couldn't install Star Force. I couldn't install SecROM on my PC. Oh, yep, it's screwed up again. That's why I don't play PC games anymore. I don't really, have a feeling of downloading software, downloading cracking software to just be able to play my games. I mean, I want to play them. Yeah, I like to play my games legit, but I don't want to have to deal with the cumbersome DRM and like this. Look, CD keys are just enough. All right. It's really, and so I think it's really, you know, time to get messages because it's a serious problem here. So the next generation now, the publishers right now, most of the time it's publishers, but the publishers right now for the next game wants to lock their content as long as possible, so that it turns them down to game rentals or something like that here. But it's really time for EA like this to think about what's happening right now. What's really happening with the economy right now? People are broke. I mean, we're talking like 50 million Americans that don't have money here, and for you just being that greedy, and I mean it's really an opportunity right now to provide prices that make sense. All right, 40 bucks here. I know it's probably more expensive to play. I know it's like more expensive to create a game like this here, but really, you should still drop the price of 40 bucks because when you have a lot of people when you have a lot of people buying that game here, it may cost more, but the price is going to be paid off when you have more people playing the game here. People hate DRM, and so I think that in order for you to, like, you know, actually gain money, to earn money, is you care for your money, you care for your customers. That's just there's no escape from about it here. You know, care for your customers here. Basically, I've been to buy a couple of Nintendo games about Luigi's Mansion. I'm pretty much now getting frustrated because in that part where I'm searching for the bell. Where it is here? I'm going to the mansion, trying to get by that. It gets frustrating. Like it's a gimmick. Where you try to get around, like then they screw you over by, you know, trying to get around, hacking away your things, not knowing what to do like this, and then it comes up to a point that, something happened, but it was just a secret door, and it just led to a dead end, and now I'm back to frustration. That's where I am at Luigi's Mansion right now. It's frustration like this here, but Nintendo still makes quality games. But this is where Nintendo is right now doing things right. Nintendo is right now competing with GameStop, and they're selling refurbished 3DSs and Wii's now. They're selling refurbished hardware. And this brought up to a point towards used games. EA, Activision, Sony, Microsoft. What is Nintendo doing now? Nintendo is actually reselling refurbished systems on their own. Yes, wax my ear. So, why don't you guys do it? Is it that hard to set up a shop yourself, Sony, like EA now? Look, I mean, Activision. If you can set up a website now, EA, if you can set up a website now, and tell me, oh, do you want to resell it back to EA for some credit or cash, some cash back or maybe some credit? And then you can get towards credit towards new EA games. EA, you're you're just a sneaky mother freaker that just, you know, wants to. That's just. I don't know what to say about this anymore. And I think it's pretty. I think that what you should do, EA, is, you know, you really should start, you know, your own used game store to compete with GameStop. Like going to the used game businesses here. It isn't hard to do to set up a website and I say, okay, I will sell you back my game I purchased from you before for money, and then you can rebuy it as used, or maybe fix up the disc and rebuy it as used, and you can actually make the money out of it. I kind of had that idea, and I ranted about it before even Nintendo started doing it. And listen, people are broke, and they probably had to sell the games back to, that's practically the only way you can resell it for games for a little money and then buy another one. Wait, I mean, EA, I think you just, EA, here's the situation. How much money do you have in your account now? How much money do you have in money in a bank account? If I can, I mean, I will not be afraid to go to your doors and ask financing for the data on how much money you have in your bank. And I can guarantee that you have like millions, if not billions of dollars in your account trying to suck things away like that here. So, let me send you a bill, alright? Send me a bill, or send the government a bill, because the government's in complete debt right now, because supposedly you're evading taxes, and it's time for, let's send a bill here. It says, you can have two choices. Send me, I'm going to fine you $1 million to give to the government to repay the debt. Either that, or you can agree to do something smart in your money and create IT jobs. Create programming jobs like this here. So why do you fact that you're complaining about the used games because those games are so expensive to complete? Well, why do you have so many programmers in India making dirt pay? I mean, certainly you can, afford the price. You can afford to absorb the price and still make money here. Games were expensive to make back in the time, and they're, but let's face it. I mean, we got more people on the planet than we had before. So it's probably in your best interest, EA, to open up studios for me, or like create a studio or like this. Oh yeah. And you buy out, and yeah, speaking of which, you buy out every single small company and you shut them down. So don't tell me that you're lackluster in money, EA. It's time, it's really time to care about the community, to care about the planet here. I understand, like, expanding globally, but really, you guys gotta start, how about if the government sends you a bill and you have to pay the bills unless you start creating jobs in America, like this here. Oh, I think you can afford to put more people to work at that point. Nintendo is expanding. They actually care about their things here. Yes, Nintendo is doing something about like the used games since here. But Nintendo, they have now just announced that they're now starting their own used systems here, where I can trade in my Wii U or my 3DS to Nintendo, and they can refurbish it and selling at a lower price than a new one here. I think you should do the same thing, EA. I think you should do the same thing, Microsoft, instead of whining and crying about used games here. And why don't you start, if these people are so poor like this, why don't you start, providing good paying jobs with benefits? Healthcare, give them a healthcare, like, and commission pay, like this. Good pay. Good paying jobs here. And for people that actually want to do the work here. But, you gotta outsource your thing to India. And Pacetta's, I do imagine that many of the programmers for Elder Scrolls V Skyrim here on the PS3, it's riddled with bugs or like this. I think, I think it's from India. While you manufacture CDs in China, like this. You see, Nintendo knows how to run a business. I mean, Nintendo is smarter than you think. They actually know how. They actually know that used games are part of the businesses here, and they're actually running used games. And that's what I have to say about this. I think we can all fix the gaming industry, and I think Microsoft needs to understand. They really need to understand like this here. We don't customers don't tolerate having to be online all the time. We've seen this with SimCity. People were pissed. And really, really, people are looking for the Xbox 720, but I'm not looking for it on the times here because you have to be always on connected here. People, you can stand. People, we have to tell us computers we have powers here. We can stop buying games and say, F you, I don't tolerate online passes. I don't tolerate always on DRM and like stuff like this here. That's what I did. I didn't buy PC. I didn't buy a single PC game in days here. I might go to goodoldgames.com at the moment, but I think it's really time we start wising up. I think consumers are starting to wise up to the... Consumers are now starting, and I'm happy that consumers are wise up here. And Microsoft, Sony, well, how about you create some jobs here in the United States so that people can get the money to buy new games? Yeah, people have to understand. I mean, consumers are tight-strapped cash and money these days, alright? I think it's time to create... I think it's about time, you know... we've seen a lady here who is looking for work and saying, how can you expect this person who lives in Stoke, Ireland, who had to go to a motel, living on can of vegetables, going into this here, and we have, customers are broke these days, alright? It's, you know, how are you going to get her to afford a game, alright? Provide jobs and affordable education, affordable training, so you can so customers can get jobs these days here. It's just a lucky thing right now today that I haven't lost any of my jobs yet, although one of my jobs, they're trying to get rid of me because I've been working there so long and I'm making too much money. I'm going to try to hang on as long as possible here. But I think it's really time for, big corporations. You need to stop crying foul just to get more money, like EA. You gotta care about your customers. I mean, you're not you're not a money-sucking company that wants to take over the world. You are to do what's in the best interest of the public here. Provide jobs, provide education benefits. Like if I want to work with EA in an entry-level job, providing me with a graphic, provide people with vouchers to go to college for doing graphics or programming like this here, providing with some electronic creativity. I mean, I think we'd be better off that way. People have more money, then of course you get more salary for games here. But no, you have to be an empire. You have to buy out everything, buy your way into fame, and screw your customers over, treating your customers over like dog poop. I mean, no, it's got to stop. Start providing games that are customer friendly. I can be able to copy around objects I own, and like this. No, I'm not. I'm not an advocate of piracy, but this is what the cause of piracy. I mean, it says here, because people are starting to steal from stores. Because they've had enough, and I'm hungry, I'm starving, and I have no other choice but to steal from stores. Because the food pantry is empty. I mean, I can't, because the food stamps are just they've had it. I mean, they've had it with their lifestyle, and it's time to, you know, like this here. But anyways, it's been going on now here. I blame EA, Activision, like this, of why I'm not more interested in the games anymore. I'm really sick and tired of DRM. I'm really sick and tired of used games, and hopefully, with time goes by, we can be in a better position. I can start making videos again. But I think you guys it's time to start fighting up. Start fighting these companies. Stop buying their bulk stuff. Buy anything used. I don't care about EA as of right now until they straighten up their acts. I don't care about Microsoft and their stupid end-user license agreements where you can't transfer it. I mean, you start caring your customers. Well, that's all I have to say. JD out, and you know, hopefully we can work together to get these companies to get back to doing what they're supposed to do. Please, gamers, and gamers like us, it's really the gamers that have to understand that we have the power to shape the industry. So I have to say, JD out, and summer's coming.